Hey, folks, welcome to another Street Cat with Gino. Um, we're gonna be talking some SmackDown. What an incredible show tonight! A lot of nice teasers, a few new matches added, a little bit of heartbreaking news, and a lot of people are saying it's an angle. So fuck you for thinking it's an angle. We'll talk more about it when we get to it. And the favorites cashed in, and we'll talk about that favor and what it is once we get to it. Interesting twists and turns, and I think there's a little bit more to be laid out at WrestleMania before WrestleMania. There may be a few more teasers. There might be something different, but we might be heading to the end of an era here. So let's kick off SmackDown and it's a little bit of a tease of what's going to happen for the main event. SmackDown opens with the closing segment from last week. The contract signing, where CM Punk finds out he's headlining WrestleMania, and it's the first SmackDown in America in 3 weeks, and it's in CM Punk's hometown. And of course, this is we're going to find out where the favor is. And there's a big tease, and there's been a big tease for all of 4 months. But CM Punk comes in, he cuts an emotional promo, and Paul Heyman comes out and he asks CM Punk for a favor, and the favor is to tell him what the favor is, and he said he's going to tell. Sorry, clearly my screen now. He's going to tell him what that favor is when Roman Reigns gets in the building, and that is that. And then we get one of the worst kept secrets in WWE. We get the debut of Penta, and he's fighting a guy I didn't expect him to be fighting. And since we got asked him a few weeks ago, hey, Toddy, come here. Sorry, guys. Um, you got asked him a few weeks ago in Spain. Toddy, Toddy, what's up? We got asked him a few weeks ago in Spain. Sorry, guys, my dog was just a little nuts in the background there. Um, we got asked him a few weeks ago in Spain, and today we got Nathan Fraser in Chicago. And Nathan Fraser, for those of you who have not seen him, you don't know what you're missing. This dude is very, very, very good. And him and Fraxium, who are probably going to be in the main event very soon, roster very, very soon, had their singles debuts without each other, so that may lead to a tease of them breaking up in the near future. Maybe stand at level, they drop the belts and go their separate ways. We still got 2.5 weeks to find out. And there's been teased on NXT that they are going to be breaking up. Great match between Nathan Fraser and the debuting Penta. I mean, sorry, not Penta, Ray Phoenix. Sorry, long week, guys. Ray Phoenix has such a cool move set. He even hit this sick kind of like brainbuster DDT looking pile driver move. And I thought that was the end. It was not. He ended up hitting a thing called the Mexican Muscle Buster. It wins, and of course, very bad kept seat, very bad, very predictable. I think a lot of SmackDown was predictable tonight. Ray Phoenix was never going to lose his debut match. Following that, we actually had an insanely great promo by Drew McIntyre talking about he always gets screwed over by everyone, and Damian Priest has been screwing him over for a year. And now he's wearing an eye patch in his eye, claiming he has glass in his eye, and he wants Damian Priest at Mania. We are going to get CM Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest at Mania. Um, then we had a tease for the last man standing match between Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. And we'll talk about that when we get to it, but I'm just going to start off right now by saying this might be one of the best last man standing matches I've ever seen. We had Tomatonga, we had teased because we had Tomatonga and Solo Sikoa go after LA Knight and Braun Strowman in the back, but no Jacob to be found. We led to a match between LA Knight and Tomatonga. Of course, another match that was kind of predictable. We knew who was going to win this match. Tomatonga doesn't win. I think the last time he won, he beat Jimmy Uso to get advantage in the War Games. That was a year ago. No, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, December. So Tomatonga really has won a match since December. Tongaloa doesn't do anything because he's injured, and he doesn't do anything when he wrestles anyways. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at my notes as I talk to you. Um, then we had a Charlotte and Tiffany promo in the ring, and I think they might have went off script, like kind of like Becky and Charlotte did with the belts. And you know what? I'm kind of glad somebody finally did something to Charlotte because Tiffany brought up Charlotte's WrestleMania record and her marriage record. And then Charlotte tried to be funny by saying that's why Kaiser slides into my DMs, but nobody paid attention to her because Tiffany was long gone by then. But Tiffany said just like your your record inside the ring, outside the ring, you're gonna be 0-3. So referencing the fact that she's been married 3 times and divorced 3 times. She's 38 years old and she's already one away from tying her dad, and her dad is almost 80. Needless to say, I don't think many people want to be around something as poison as Charlotte Flair, apparently. I mean, the Four Horsemen no longer exist, and apparently all the rumors are because of Charlotte. But we'll talk about that on another day in another video. That promo alone leads me to get a little bit more excited, a little bit more personal towards this match between Charlotte and Tiffany, but once again, too predictable. Charlotte's not losing. Charlotte's not losing her day or comeback match at Mania. She's not losing to Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany will get the belt back at some point in the near future. But I love the fact that actually letting Tiffany beat Tiffany. I know there's going to be indifference on this, but I think this might have been Tiffany's best showing in the entire promo collection here between her and Charlotte. Um, Very interesting the way they went that. And then we see Seth Rollins arrive at the arena, and he's just smiling and saying, "Wait for your tribal chief to come," and walks away from Heyman. And then we get DIY. Sorry, guys. Versus Marty City Machine Guns for the number one contendership to the tag team titles for WrestleMania. Um, Very good match. Crowd was not into this at all. I don't think the crowd cares about Marty City Machine Guns or DIY. And apparently, this is crushing Triple H backstage because these are both two of his favorite teams in the world. But there's no belt to them. They're both pretty much the same generic white tag team. And I don't mean to use the race card, but anything like that, but they're just most generic teams. There's just nothing about either one of these teams that's special. I like them both, but there's nothing that makes them connect with the fans. You have to be hardcore wrestling fans to actually really care about them. Good match, like I said. Street Profits are at ringside, and we get the Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits at Mania, because we were never going to get two heel teams fighting each other for the tag team titles. And then, it hasn't been announced yet, but it's been announced on social media. Apparently, they're waiting until Monday to announce it. Evolution number 2 is coming to us July the 5th. This will be the second only ever women's pay-per-view for WWE. The first one was incredible. I think this one's going to be even better because the talent is so much better. The NXT roster, the WWE main rosters, all the girls there are so good. There's so many different NXT and WWE rosters you could blend. You could even have a rivalry between SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, like it kind of did years back with Survivor Series. And the winning brand is the one that gets the most points during the night. That'd be my idea. Who knows if they go that way? But we'll see. And we get to see Roxanne Perez. All I care about, because I just realized now we're not getting Roxanne Perez at Mania or at TakeOver Weekend. That's kind of awkward because she's probably been the best female wrestler in the company outside of Io Sky this entire year and a half. My personal opinion. Also announced by Nick Aldis next week, we're going to be getting a women's gauntlet match, tag team gauntlet match. The winners will be facing Liv and Raquel at Mania for the women's tag team championships. It's going to be SmackDown and Raw together on SmackDown. Sorry, guys. Um, do they bring Nikki Cross, aka Sister Abigail, and Alexa together for this, and then they be the ones that eventually win this tag match and nobody sees it coming? I mean, there's not really anybody else in the tag division outside of the Hervis that you could see. But once again, they're not doing female versus I mean, sorry, heel versus heel tag for this. And nobody in WWE right now is a women's wrestler outside of Naomi and I'd say Rhea and Dio are over outside of Alexa. Hey. WWE fans love Alexa, and I think this is the time to pull the trigger because Uncle Howdy's cleared, ready for action, and apparently they were just waiting for him for the White Six to come back. So I think we may get a chance to see Sister Abigail, or sorry, yes, Sister Abigail, the witch, whatever you want to call her, and Alexa Bliss tag team. Interesting. Can't wait to see what happens there. Um, BFAB then had the first ever match for heel Naomi, and was exactly what Naomi should have done. BFAB got a little bit of offense in, and then Naomi just destroyed her, and then hit this sick, like kneeling on her back, kind of lung below her to the throat type move, and pinned Bianca, BFAB, sorry. And then Bianca, the Jig came out, tried to attack her, and Naomi gets away, and it's announced to one of the worst kept secrets for wrestling fans. We're getting Naomi versus Jade at Mania. And I think after Bianca loses at Mania, she's going to snap and attack Jade with Naomi on SmackDown. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure either Rhea's winning the belt or Rhea's keeping it at Mania. Because Rhea doesn't need the belt. Like I said on earlier this week on my Raw recap, Rhea is like stone cold over with her, loved by the fans, and she doesn't need a belt. I think it's smart to keep it on Io for a little bit longer. I don't think Bianca should have a belt at this point. I think she should go into that feud with Bianca with Jade and help Naomi because I think Bianca had everything to do with what happened to Jade personally. Um, then after that, we had a little bit of backstage interaction between The Miz and Carmelo Anthony and Pretty Deadly roasted them. Apparently, we're going to take team match between these four next weekend. I really, really hope Pretty Deadly wins because nobody gives a shit about Mello, don't Miz. Um, this is where it kind of got a little bit emotional for me because I'm a fan of this guy. And if you saw my YouTube about an hour ago, I posted a short and I'm gonna talk in depth about this. Um, you got to see Kevin Owens kind of look dejected and not Kevin Owens like he wasn't with it coming to the ring. And Nick Aldis, you could tell he was emotional before he announced him the ring because it wasn't his place to say this. And Kevin Owens came out and kind of like a very good promo talking about how he loves this and he's been doing this for 25 years. And I've been a fan of this man for, got to say, like, I don't know, about 15 years ago in Ring of Honor when he was Kevin Steen. And I've been following him ever since. One of the greatest feuds I've ever seen between him and El Generico. Go and check out their Ladderworst match if you've never seen it. I may rewatch it at some point this weekend. Um, I'm gonna say this to the people that have been reading on the internet and saying it's an angle, it's a shoot, it's a Mark Henry thing. Fuck you. It's not. You can tell by just looking at his face that this is not fake. And if it is, then you got me as a fan. But Kevin Owens announced that he's going to be going to have neck surgery and he's going to be out of Mania. You could tell by the disappointment in his voice that he's very upset the fact he won't be fighting Orton. And you can see by the look Orton was kind of trying not to cry while he was coming down to the ring because you could tell they wanted this and they wanted it bad. Um, you can see Kevin Owens was trying to fight back the tears at points, and he had to leave the ring. Gave Nick Aldis a hug, but like I said, to the trolls that are on the internet claiming that Kevin Owens is fat and that's why he's hurt and out of shape, and go back and watch his ladder match or any of his matches with Sami Zayn or the Usos or Roman Reigns or what he's done in Ring of Honor, and you'll see that there's a point where Kevin Owens would have got hurt seriously badly, and there's nothing to do with Kevin Owens being fat. Kevin Owens puts his body on the line for us like all these other guys do every single fucking day that they're out there. And like I say to every one of my friends that loves wrestling and my people that don't, I respect the shit out of these people because they are legitimately destroying their bodies for our pure entertainment. We're just sitting here judging them. We have no fucking right to judge these people. And you do have a right to speak, but you don't have the right to judge somebody and say this is an angle when it's truly not an angle. And it has nothing to do with Kevin Owens being Canadian and I'm defending Kevin Owens. Just I'm a Kevin Owens fan. The man's gonna have neck surgery. You can tell he said, "I don't know, I'm gonna see you guys again." You can tell that upset him, and if you can tell, kind of upset me. I'm not gonna cry or nothing like that. But it is devastating because this is one of the matches of Mania I was looking forward to on a selfish note. But on a personal note, I want to say to Kevin Owens, fight Owens, fight. Get back soon, and we're gonna miss the hell out of you as a wrestler, entertainer. Because for the last 5.5 years on the main roster and 10 years in total in WWE with NXT, you've probably been one of the most entertaining people on the goddamn program. To be honest with you, from the list of Jericho stuff to the stuff with Sami Zayn to when you turn heel to when you snap and go insane. There's nothing like Kevin. Owens is a heel or face. The dude just absolutely nails everything. And in the ring, he's an incredible, incredible talent. There's nothing to take away from that. You can see why Triple H put the belt on this guy a couple of times. And why he absolutely came in, obliterated Sami Zayn in the NXT and took the title in his very first match in NXT. Um, just like for the haters, shut your fucking pie hole. I wish nothing bad on people, but if you're gonna talk shit about people, there's something bad's gonna happen to you, and bad things happen to other people in life. It's just I'm a believer in karma. I believe if you're gonna say shit like this and something bad's come back on you. Like the man's clearly his career's livelihood is at stake because he has to go neck surgery and he doesn't know when he's coming back. And you're telling me, you're telling me fake, go back and look at the Alabama Slam he took to the ladder a month ago at the fucking Royal Rumble, you trolls. Or the thing he did with, or that match he did with Sami Zayn, not even maybe a month and a half ago. Sorry, so 2 months ago. The Alabama Slam to the ladder. And then the match, yeah, sorry, my technical difficulties. Like that match he had Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber. And all the swanton bombs this man's done, and the stunners he's given, and everything else, and just the stuff he's done on the indies. Eventually, his body was going to give way. These guys go out there and they risk life and limb every single goddamn chance they get. And that's how we as fans play thank you by disrespecting them. No, that ain't cool with me. Um, so like once again, like I said, KO, fight, sir, fight, and we will see you when we see you again, my friend. Following that, we had one of the most incredible, I'm not going to do justice by talking about it, but probably one of the best last man standing matches I've seen in a long time. It was the number one contendership for the U.S. title. Very predictable once again, because we've already seen Braun versus LA Knight a couple of times. Now we're going to be getting LA Knight versus the Samoan Werewolf at Mania, and I think we're going to have a new United States champion at Mania. My personal prediction. Unless Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga screw him. And then it was time for the favor. And there's a great build up and great tease. And CM Punk Seth Rollins came out, keep saying, "You let the snake into the garden, you're gonna regret it. You let the snake into the garden, you're gonna regret it." That's how he kept saying to Roman Reigns. And the favor is 15 years ago, before CM Punk was left the WWE and he was in OVW and then went to AEW. Paul Heyman, he was gonna get fired. Paul Heyman saved him and said there was something special for him, and he's been in his corner ever since. And he would main event WrestleMania one day. Well, that day has come, and the favor he wants, because he was on a bus with Big Show, was he wants Paul Heyman in his corner. Roman Reigns laughed and was kind of teasing that Heyman was going to be leaving Roman Reigns and turning heel on him. And Roman Reigns told Heyman 3 different times to say no. Heyman said he can't. And so Mania, Heyman's going to be in CM Punk's corner. That is the favor, ladies and gentlemen. So they tease this favor for almost a year, and the favor is Paul Heyman's going to be CM Punk's corner, which is actually brilliant storytelling. Because you're going to see the tribal chief in Pearl with his wise men leading him on. We're going to see what happens there. We're going to see Heyman and Punk together for the first time in almost a decade. But I personally still think Seth Rollins is the guy turning heel at Mania and going with Paul Heyman. But on that note, you guys, I'll be talking to you tomorrow when we review Armageddon 2006. I've been teasing it for 2 weeks, and I finally figured out the time to do it. And I've just not been feeling the greatest all week. That's why I've not been doing many videos at all. But as a great SmackDown in general, absolutely great show, great seeds, great more matches announced, more seeds planted towards certain things headed towards Mania. Also forgot to mention in that Kevin Owens segment, Randy Orton and RKO Nick Aldis. There's a possibility that Nick Aldis may be coming back for one more match. There's a rumor that he was planning on it. Maybe they're gonna do curveball now that the unfortunate news with Kevin Owens. If it is, hell, I'm not mad at Aldis versus that Orton. If nobody's seen Nick Aldis, the rest of the man can fucking go. And I'll leave it at that. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. If you have any comments or anything to say about what I said in my defense of Kevin Owens, any you trolls that took shots at him on the internet, leave them right below, and we'll talk about it. All right, peace.